MicroTech UTX-85. Out the front. This is their signature series. This one features a G10 tan handle scale. Features a Tanto edge. With apocalyptic finish. The apocalyptic finish is like an aggressive stone wash. Very sharp from the factory. MicroTech hand sharpens all of their knives. The apocalyptic finish is also on the screws, which are proprietary, which I actually like. You know, some people, they say, you know, couldn't they just use a Torx screw or something, you know, that's easier to disassemble yourself. But I really appreciate that MicroTech uses these proprietary screws. They make them in-house. MicroTechs are all made in the USA. Everything is made in the USA, and they make their own screws. And they're cool. They're cool. They're actually, the reason they're designed the way they are, there's a little dimple on top of that tri-wing. And that's so if you set this on a table, it's not gonna scuff up your handle finish. If you have this on a table, it's not gonna get all scuffed up and screw up your cool, you know, the knife's $350 brand new. So it's just a cool feature, and I do appreciate that. The apocalyptic finish is on the thumb slide, the pocket clip, the glass breaker, tungsten carbide ball glass breaker, which is really nice because the older style MicroTechs had this sharp point. So when you would have this in your pocket and you'd go to get your knife, you'd poke yourself in the finger and potentially even start bleeding. I know I did once with my older MicroTech. So this tungsten carbide ball glass breaker is really a nice addition to the newer MicroTechs. The newer MicroTechs also have the Ultratechs, the UTX-85, UTX-70. They have more of a contoured design on the handle. So the edges have been kind of rounded over. On the signature series, you get the apocalyptic finish. You get, you know, this cool tan G10 side scale. Depending on the model, you get some other features too. I think the blade length is maybe a little bit longer maybe. But it's just a really great knife. I love this knife. I love all, you know, you buy one MicroTech and it's like you can't stop. It's like, it's addicting because they're such well-made, and they're American made. So you have pride of ownership in them. It's just an incredible thing. It's light, it's easy to carry. That snap of the blade is just authoritative and crisp, and just, it's like you just want to have it in your hand. It's just a pleasure to own. So if you don't have one, I know they're a lot of money, but it's worth it. I bought an Ultratech with the bronze apocalyptic, and then I bought another MicroTech, and so it can get a little out of hand. It's like, just one more. I just want one more. I'm like, I'm gonna keep this one, not gonna use it. I'm gonna buy one more so I can use that one and carry it and not use this one. That's like, oh, that Exocet is really cool too. Maybe I should get that. So yeah, you got to be careful if you're a knife guy and you're into really nice American-made OTF knives. I know there's other options out there that are probably even nicer, but I think for this price and for what it is and the customer service you get from MicroTech, it's hard to beat, man. It's really hard to beat. You know, I've been carrying knives for a long time, and this is by far my favorite. Well, it's my favorite at the moment. That changes. At the moment, this is my favorite. I do the UTX-85 is a great size. It's small, it's compact, you know, but I do kind of prefer the Ultratech. The size is just a little bit bigger. It just feels like a little bit more of a knife. But this will do everything an Ultratech will do. And it's more, you know, it's more like an easier knife to carry for most people. And it's just convenient. It's so lightweight. It's just so good. It's just so good. This one, it has the 204P, so really high wear resistance. It's going to be a little bit harder to put an edge on it, and honestly, it's the type of knife where it's like, you should probably send it back to MicroTech to have them sharpen it. I've been very hesitant. I haven't done that yet. I've been hesitant to do that because I'm afraid of losing my knife in the mail. This one's serial number 098. So a pretty low serial number, which is really cool, I think. One thing I've noticed from the older MicroTechs, the newer ones, is the newer ones have the little R, like registered trademark symbol on their MicroTech logo. And the older MicroTech Ultratech I have from 2013 does not have that. And I kind of appreciate it not having that, you know, a little bit. And, the little R there, it's like, okay, I get it, but it's, you know, not as cool as if it didn't have it. The date on this one is 9/2021. So I've had it for a couple of years, and it's great. There was you know, one of my previous videos I had this, and the blade was like failing to deploy, but honestly, in the video I spit on it, and that did work. But I'll just put some ballistol. They recommend Rem oil, but really any kind of oil you put in there should probably be fine. Anything is better than nothing, but they do recommend Rem oil because it's a very light lubricant, and for whatever reason that's what they recommend. But you can put a little bit of lube on there, cycle this. If you have a compressor with an air gun, you can blow out all the crap, like all the dust and debris that get in there from your pocket. As long as you maintain this, it's going to be super reliable. And as you can see, I've been popping this out this whole video, and it works, no problem. It doesn't matter which position it's in, you know, it doesn't matter which hand, you know, I use it in, and it works reliably. And it's just, like I said, a pleasure to own. You got to get one if you don't have one. I can't, like, I just love it so much. It's so freaking good. What do I do with it normally? Cut open a box or like cut some rope. Like, you know, if I had to like use it in a real like emergency situation, I know it would be there for me. But for the most part, yeah, you're just doing like everyday tasks. And, you know, it's got this scare factor to it because it's an OTF, but honestly, it's safer. You know, it takes a lot of effort to, you know, press that blade out and retract it. A young child, for example, they wouldn't have the strength to do that. Whereas like a regular folding knife, they could easily pop that blade open and cut themselves. So I feel like it's a safer knife. Although it might not look that way, it might not be portrayed that way, it is a safer knife. You use your blade, you wipe it off, you retract it, and there's no chance of it accidentally coming out to stab you. Absolutely no chance. It's not gonna happen. It is a safer overall knife platform in general. It might not be the most reliable compared to a fixed blade, for example, but for a everyday carry type of knife, it is like perfect. And the only shame is that in many locations, it's not legal to carry these. And it's actually a felony if you get caught carrying one of these in public in certain states. And I think that, I mean, this is no more dangerous than your fixed blade chef knife that you have in your kitchen. You know, honestly, it's a bunch of hoo-ha, if you ask me. But, so anyways, this is the MicroTech UTX-85 Signature Series Tan G10 side scale, apocalyptic finish with the Tanto blade 204P premium blade steel, all made in the wonderful US of A. If you're into these type of knives and you liked my review, hit subscribe and like, and I'm going to be posting a bunch more videos on knives like this and probably, you know, the same knife again. So appreciate you watching. Have a good night.